Hello, my name's Scott Perry. I'm a professional magician and this is a magic review.
It's a kind of magic.
Today we're looking at Crazy Sam's Handcuffs by Sam Huang, released under Hanson Chien Productions. So the TLDR of this is basically that the method is really good, it's really interesting, it's a very cool take, useful take also on the classic effect of the Crazy Man's handcuffs. Personally, I think it's a little bit overpriced at about £21 or 25 US dollars, but we'll come into the pricing later on in the final thoughts. Overall, the TLDR is, I think it's really cool if you do rubber band magic and if you're looking for something new to add to your repertoire or just something new to learn in the rubber band magic genre. I think that Crazy Sam's Handcuffs is a pretty good purchase overall. That's the TLDR. If you like the look of it, buy it. It's pretty clever, it's well produced, and it's a good product. Now let's talk about what is it. Well, specifically, Crazy Sam's Handcuffs is a take on the classic principle or the classic effect of Crazy Man's handcuffs, where you take two rubber bands, they penetrate each other, and then they're on your fingers. Everyone should be familiar with this. And then you pull them and they don't separate, they're linked together, and then they magically unlink. So that's Crazy Man's Handcuffs, which has been around for many, many years. It's still to this day performed by many professional magicians, but Crazy Sam's Handcuffs is a brand new take and a brand new method on linking two rubber bands in exactly the same way, or seemingly in exactly the same way as Crazy Man's Handcuffs. That's what it is. It's a brand new take and a new method, a new thinking behind the linking of two rubber bands in the classic way that Crazy Man's Handcuffs appears to work. What do you get with Crazy Sam's Handcuffs? Well, I believe it comes in a little box with a download, but actually Hanson Chien reached out to me and offered me a review code. So I'm reviewing this off of the back of having watched the instructions, but I haven't received a physical product. I don't actually know if you receive a physical product when you buy it or if it is just a digital download code that you receive. So I can't say too much for what you receive with it other than the instructions. I do not know if when you purchase this, you receive some elastic bands to get you started. But again, much like the TLDR, we'll come into the elastic bands and what you need later on in this review. But that's what you receive, a video tutorial. It's roughly 40 minutes long. It comes in Chinese audio, English audio, and then a variety of subtitles. I think the options that Hanson Chien production company have offered with the tutorial is fantastic and covers a wide range of magicians from all around the world. So there should be some option for you to understand and learn Crazy Sam's Handcuffs through the materials that Hanson Chien has provided with the tutorial package as a whole. But how easy is it? It's pretty easy, to be honest. It might be a little bit knacky. I'm not going to show it to you now, but I will put a little bit of footage up on screen of how it looks. Basically, I haven't practiced it enough yet to be able to confidently show you on camera, and I don't want to give away any of the secrets to how it works. But it is pretty easy. It will require minimal practice to start getting it, and then a little bit more practice to getting, you know, the right conditions, the right angles, the right performance style to use this effect in. But overall, it's a very easy magic trick to do. Any beginner should be able to do it, and it looks really good as well. It's really deceptive. So for the skill level, compared to the outcome of what you get from the effect, is really, really good. The reset time for this is instant, and that's one of the pros that I'll touch on later. That the Crazy Sam's Handcuffs, much like the original method of Crazy Man's Handcuffs, is completely impromptu. It can be done with, you know, pretty much any rubber band. Of course, you need to be aware of sizing, and the rubber bands need to kind of fit your hands and your style and stuff. But you can pretty much do it impromptu, anytime, anywhere, with almost any rubber bands. So the reset time is instant. The angles of Crazy Sam's handcuff are pretty good. Like, it's pretty much 360 degrees. You wouldn't really want anyone too far behind you, and you would want to be directing the performance to people. So I wouldn't necessarily do it surrounded, because the people on the sides, on the extreme sides of you and behind you, are just not going to enjoy it. That's not to say that you can't, though. The angles are very, very good on this. I like completely 180 degrees for sure, but it's the kind of magic trick that's best suited when you're directing it to a small group of people in front of you in a 90-degree performing angle. But like I say, you could technically perform it completely surrounded. Pocket space is basically non-existent. It is literally just 2 rubber bands. That's all you need to perform Crazy Sam's handcuffs. They do go over the rubber bands that they prefer, and I'll mention that a little bit in the final thoughts. But overall, the pocket space is, or I say pocket space, most magicians wear the rubber bands around their arm. So, if you're one of those magicians, it takes up no pocket space. So yes, very minimal. It's not going to get in the way. There's no extra additional gimmicks that you need to perform Crazy Sam's handcuffs, just 2 rubber bands. My final thoughts on Crazy Sam's handcuffs by Sam Huang and Hanson Chien production company is that, like I said in the beginning, overall, it's a very good package. I do feel like it's a little bit overpriced. The instructions and the production quality of the instructions and how comprehensive the instructions are is really good. It's top quality. And Hanson Chien production company have done a fantastic job trying to make the instructions as easy for you to understand as possible, no matter where you are from in the world. The angles they have, over the shoulder angles, showing you all of the best situations. They have front facing shots. They couldn't have done a better job. But the reason why I say is perhaps it's a little bit overpriced, and I would have liked to have seen maybe a £15 price tag, is because the effect is literally just Crazy Man's handcuffs. It's not anything different in terms of what the spectator is going to see. The method is great, and the method that Sam Huang has come up with is really interesting, and it's very clever. But you don't need Crazy Sam's handcuffs to perform Crazy Man's handcuffs. That's the thing. And also, if you're performing Crazy Sam's handcuffs, you're not really getting anything more than if you already perform Crazy Man's handcuffs. It's just an interesting method to learn. And it's something that in certain situations you might prefer to use Crazy Sam's handcuffs than Crazy Man's handcuffs' original method. And depending what rubber band you have and things like that. Yeah, I do feel like it's a little bit overpriced, but I do think that overall it is worth a purchase if you're looking for a new rubber band trick, if you're looking for just something interesting that you want to learn, just a new magic trick that you want to learn, if you're looking for something to add to your repertoire that is impromptu, that you can do anywhere, anytime, any place, providing you have rubber bands. And then also in the instructions, they do take you over which rubber bands they recommend. They tell you where you can buy them. They tell you the brand. They tell you everything about that. Of course, you can use pretty much, like I said earlier in a review, any rubber bands, but there are ones that work better than others. And of course, you have the option of using different colored ones and however suits your style, black ones for Halloween, black and green, or red and white ones for Christmas time, anything like that. I do know that a lot of working magicians, whether they are amateurs, semi-professionals, or professionals, do still perform rubber band magic. I personally don't, and it doesn't fit my performance style, and I don't think the clients that I perform with would really appreciate rubber band magic. However, had Hanson Chien not gifted me this review code to review for you, I probably still would have purchased it after watching a couple of reviews, that is, because although I won't perform this probably ever in a working situation, as I say, for my clients, for me, for my style, for how I work at events, I don't ever perform rubber band magic. But I will definitely give this a go with friends, with family, with at meetings over coffee, things like this. I do think it definitely has a place in everyone's repertoire. So those, I think, are mostly my final thoughts. Little bit pricey for what it is, but the instructions are second to none. The teaching is fantastic. The method is very interesting. It really works, and it is as good as it looks on the trailer. So that's pretty much it. I hope that this review helped you in deciding whether you want to purchase Crazy Sam's handcuffs or not. I hope that you'll join me in the next review, and I will see you there.